Oh, no.
Okay, we go live now.
I'm gonna
We're
start
going
over.
live. You can stop it, Namin. You
Uh,
can stop this at any time and then do it again.
Hold on. Let me ask
Wait
Kitty
for
if
everybody here. Yeah.
okay, we're alive. We're not alive by
Okay.
accident because my stand whatever you want to do. But
10 minutes early.
what I'm gonna do is make sure Katie got the um she picked up on because she picked up on the
Sure.
Okay.
other channels. Let me
Uh,
make sure. Otherwise, I may have to start over. Okay, just
I mean, forget it. Let's just do it. Katie will catch up. Let's just do it. Let's have some fun with it. Yeah. How about this then, Namin? Let's go ahead to have some fun with Fang here first. So Fang, right? We were just talking about it, and to
let
me,
me go ahead. Go ahead, and you guys will talk it over. Let me try to figure things out.
you got this,
Oh my
Namin. You
goodness.
got it, Fang. So for everyone watching, we want to make sure that we, represent your culture. We honor your name. So I know we go by, we try to say Fang, but do us a favor. What is the correct pronunciation of your name, and how would you like to be addressed as?
Yeah, my full name is Fang Yi Li. So first name, Chinese order is like a first name, family name put at first, and Yi Li is my gave name by parents.
Oh, okay. So Fang's actually what we would consider your last name, and then Ely is your first name.
Yeah, but
Or
I like people call me Fang Fang because it's easy to remember. And then every time I tell people how to remind my name, it's I think I'm Fang. So yeah, just call me Fang
so
Fang.
we're going with Fang Fang tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight we have Fang Fang and all of her art, and we are going to showcase it and have some fun with it tonight, right, Namin?
Hold on. I'm talking to Katie. Sorry.
Mhm.
Oh man. Well, Fang, thank you so much for joining us for Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month. This is a very big month for a lot of the hosts. They really tend to highlight and showcase, Asian Pacific Islander artists out in the community. So let's go ahead and have you introduce yourself. What are you known for, and what's your favorite piece of art? What's your favorite piece?
My favorite
You
piece
have
of
to tell us that,
art.
okay?
Okay, I'm Fang.
Question. So start with your name and how do we know you, and then we'll get into the third piece of art. Okay.
I'm Fang Fang. I'm a comic artist. And this is my second year living in LA as a freelancer artist. And yeah, I still try to figure out how to do business. I travel a different state, do convention. I created some fan art, and also created my own original comic books. Yeah. My favorite, of course, my original stuff, but I always sell well better for like a fan art at a convention. As most people will know this character. Yeah, I'm glad to have the chance. I can talk about my original comic books today. Yeah, so thank you for having me here.
Well, thank you for allowing us to be in your world. Thank you so much for allowing us to interview you for AAPI month here, Fang Fang. You said that you just moved to LA.
Yeah,
You said what, about 2 years ago? You said. I'm sorry.
yeah, a year
So
and a
what,
half.
year
Yeah,
and a half?
half.
What was the transition like coming from home over to LA? Like how
Um,
fun was that?
I a year and a half before I live in Utah with my ex, but I'm original from China, so you can tell my English is not that perfect. But yeah, I live in Utah for 3 years, which is totally the environment, the culture is totally different from LA, and so far so good. And last year I traveled a lot. Actually, uh, I still need some time to get used to life in here. Yeah. Yeah, it's totally different culture and different. Even people were different. And LA is a lot of people have a more diversity. They're doing creating job, and yeah, that's good part. Good part I like LA. Yeah, and everyone, even your Uber driver or director or something. Yeah, that's a awesome, very awesome part.
It
Yeah,
it is definitely a different environment between
yeah.
places like Utah and Los
Mm.
Angeles. I
Oh.
personally live in the San Francisco Bay Area, so I'm actually about 6 hours north of LA when we drive, an hour north when we fly. Now you mentioned that you've traveled quite a bit over the last year
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
conventions.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about, like, some of the favorite conventions that you've had, and maybe a couple of, nice personal interactions you may have had with a couple of fans at these conventions.
Oh, I love fans. They're so warm. They appreciate your artwork, and sometimes I feel like the real fan they understand you. You know, through art. They even like last week I was at Pasadena Comic Con. Some fans say. Because some of my artwork is has adult content and
Mhm.
it's very sexy art, and they say, "Oh, this is a high classic stuff. It's very tasteful." I love that kind of compliment for my art. You know, they get me just through my art. I love it.
And
And
that's a nice way to express yourself to, to
yes,
people out there, to and then, make fans out of it and then make some money off it. I mean, people
yeah,
can make a living,
yeah.
you
If
know?
I make a friend and talk with people and make money at the same time, it's so fun. That's comic. Yeah, that's good part. It's a very
Yes, yes,
excellent part of
definitely.
comic
And
con.
that's wonderful that you're allowed to, express yourself, like I said, with your art, to be able to
Mhm.
share with fans, create new fans, gain, notoriety within, the art community. Has anybody within the Asian community reached out to you on, tips and tricks on what you would need to do in the comic book community as far as pushing your comic, art style, things like that? Has anybody in the Asian community reached out to you about that?
Yes, of course. My best friend, Mod Park.
Yeah,
Hi, Ellen.
Hello, Fang Fang.
Yeah, so since I moved here, yeah, I know a lot of friends like Ellen, yeah, Ellen, Ellen, and my best friend Mark Park. Yeah, I think she's on your show before, right, Nam?
Namen,
Who?
is that true?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mog. She did an interview for this
yeah. We
earlier in
travel.
the month.
Yes, we travel a lot together doing convention. It's
and then
sometimes tabling together. Yeah.
Now, Katie's mentioning about your not safe for work art,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
adult
Today
art.
we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, yeah.
promote
So
my yeah,
let's get
promote my
into that because
Kickstarter right now.
yeah, she's saying that it's not vulgar, it's not just tits and ass in people's faces. It's actually a part of the story, and there's a reason
Yes.
why you are, highlighting, some of the, I don't wanna say nakedness, but nakedness of people in your art. Tell us a little bit about how that direction went. Like, why did you go in that direction, and how does it make you feel?
For the start, I creating this story of like a first issue because I work for a French publisher before. They want some kind of content that talk about the historical Chinese figure and also erotic way. So I I really love history story, especially when I was a kid. Um, so Diao Chan, her name is the first one pop out in my head. I'm gonna creating her story, which is my first issue of Diao Chan. Yeah, because I don't know if you know a famous novel called "A Romance of Three Kingdoms." Have you heard before?
I haven't because I don't read novels. I'm that person. I read comic books though.
But but this novel, it first said it's internationally famous because Japanese make a lot of TV show, game, comics, anime based on the novel. So Diao Chan, she's one of the character, the female character in there. She's not big lead there, but in my story, she's the big big role there. Yeah, Katie, I gave her one of my book. I'm glad she liked it. Yeah, this I use because I'm woman, so I use my feminine side of to retell the story. Yeah, that's part.
That's
You know what? You know what? I was gonna wait for Alan to send me his books, and I was gonna open both yours and Alan's. But I'm gonna go ahead and open it today. I'm gonna open it today in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, seems like a good time for that.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. And here's how we're gonna do this. You notice E-Man. I think maybe we'll have a Miss Mog maybe joining us.
Yeah,
If that's
if
cool.
she's not busy right now.
That'd be
No,
cool.
she's
That'd be
doing right
cool.
now.
Now, as it is right now, if I put okay, I'll put myself here. I'm the one who's speaking, and if I put Alan here, Alan will speak. Go ahead, Alan.
Okay, sounds good. I think I can
And then
follow.
if then the email will and so on. So you
Even where your family from?
you need it.
What part of Asian you are?
Hold on, you guys. Hold on. She asked me a question. She
Okay,
asked me
okay.
what kind of Asian am I? So my mom's from Mexico.
Mexico, I can tell a little bit.
Yeah, that's the southern part of Asia.
Yeah.
Far south. And actually, my dad is from the Philippines, so I'm half Filipino and half
Aw,
Mexican. And of course, the Spanish bastard
No, I
went
invited
ahead
Mom
and
for
took care of
when
like
she
both
was
of
on.
my.
Oh, I see.
You
I
know
thought she was
Mel,
on.
right? Mark's husband, Mel. Do you know him?
No,
Oh.
no, I don't. Yeah.
Anyway, he's from Philippines too, so he told me a lot about Philippine stories.
I like him already. We need to have him on the
Hope Mark will be here. She will introduce.
I would love it. Ellen, do you have any questions here from Fang Fang?
Yeah, I mean, I joined a little late, so I don't know, like, if you guys covered like Fang Fang's like background already, because I know before you said you had experience working in the games industry before you moved to comics, right? So
Me?
yeah.
I don't like it.
Oh, okay. I mean,
It's
no
two
need
different
to.
things. Yeah,
No
I
need
like
to.
creating story more than designing a weapon or something. Yeah.
So
But that
even
led you to where you're at right now, though. Fang Fang.
so even when you were doing the art for games, was comics and stories always what you wanted to do, and you were working toward that goal, or did you discover this interest after working on games for a while?
I think since I was little, I like to creating story. I even draw lots of fan fiction in my notebook when I was in elementary school, and I passed on for all the classmates to read it, and they're admiring.
Oh, that's very, very
So that's
brave.
like a confidence, like, oh, I'm gonna be a comic artist one day. But in China, there's no comic industry, so that's why I worked. My first job is working for game company. Yeah.
Right. Well, if you're very, very brave to show your classmates your comics as a kid. I drew my comics when I was a kid too, but I never showed anyone.
But it's kind of silly nowadays.
Yeah.
Think about it, the story is so silly. It's just like a fan version of all the a lot of Japanese manga, and you influence about it, but you make your own version. It's I remember some story. One is because I love the I just mentioned that Romance Three Kingdoms. Japanese make an anime about it. Then I rewrite the story, but the quality is bad. And also some another Japanese famous anime. I do the fan art version. It's supposed to like a very hot blood fighting story, but I make my own version, a love story. And some girls really love it. Oh, I like this couple together, make my own team to make a love story version. Yeah, and that's how I get a lot of good feedback. That's the start. I feel like, oh, I have the ability to creating story. Yeah, I want to do this. Even I can't find any job about it, but I want to keep creating story. That's my passion, even until now. Yeah.
I think it's so important to find that passion early on, and it is pretty common to be feel a little bit embarrassed about the first things we did if it's fan fiction or or something like that. But I think a lot of creators start out doing stuff like that, and then it's all about developing that experience and building the confidence, like you said. And now
I'm gonna interject here because I'm gonna be opening.
Ooh, we're getting a mail call.
Butterfly Tears, right?
Mail call for Namin.
Yeah.
Oh, is this
What is this?
something from
this?
Fang Fang?
Huh?
Is this something that came from Fang Fang?
unboxing video.
Hey, this is unboxing video.
Oh,
Hey. Oh.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. But this is one of Fang Fang's books, Butterfly Tears, yeah?
Yeah, my first book.
Okay, let me open the one
I
up.
really love that cover.
Love that cover.
Now, Fang Fang, did you draw and write the comic yourself, or was this in conjunction?
Everything do by myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, these are really nice books.
Butterfly Tears, okay.
Butterfly Tears. It's
And that's
a
her cover.
full love story based on Chinese ancient myth. Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, stickers.
Okay, I gotta ask. This is the American in me, Fang Fang. Do we read it normally from right to left, or do we start in the back and then go like from left to right, like a manga?
Actually, this book have two ways to read because it's my earliest work, so you can tell it's manga style and black and white. The first two story is read from right to the left, and another two stories read from left to the right.
Oh, okay.
Because I creating from different time. Well, when I was 20 something, and so the creating order is kind of different. We when we like submit our work to like a publisher or magazine, they ask for different order. Some are asked for manga style, so which is a right to read to left, but some are asked for one more modern style. I think it's American too, right? From read on the left to the right, yeah. So that's why the reading order is different.
See, us Americans, we're funny.
These are beautiful art. These are beautiful art.
Thank you.
Quite gorgeous there. Yeah, and I do see some of I do see some of your gaming influence in there too. So it's okay. You came from the gaming world and there's nothing wrong with it. That's part of your journey. You might not have liked it, but it's still part of your journey. That got you here.
Yeah, gaming is like I have to look at a lot of reference for design. Gaming basically just design. Yeah, so Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
was
you.
that actually signed by Fang Fang
Oh, not
in
this one. This is
pen?
a print, but I signed inside the book. Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh, she signed the book. Look at that.
Oh,
Just like
yes,
an
yes, yes.
artiste. An artiste should
Yeah.
be signing their books everywhere. I love it.
See, I did the sketch too
Look
there.
at that. Oh, you got a sketch?
Yeah.
Ooh, look at it. She got me a markup in there. Ooh.
that's a
That's
draw,
beautiful.
him drawing. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Beautiful stuff there, Fang Fang.
Thank
Let's
you.
take a look. What else, Namin?
More stickers.
Yeah, stickers. I always say send stickers for the first day for my campaign this time as well.
And we're going to get into the campaign as well. We definitely want to know a little bit more about what's coming up.
Hmm.
Oh, that's
You want to get to that?
beautiful.
That's beautiful, isn't it? Look
Yeah.
at this. Look at this.
Oh, wow. And then
you.
you do the coloring as well, Fang Fang?
Yes.
That's
Is
beautiful.
it digital?
That's-
Is this digital?
I do original, but I make a print. This is print. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bookmark.
Butterfly tears.
Bookmark.
Nice.
Jeffrey indicating totally gorgeous. He loves your work. Great stuff.
Thank you.
It's from Psychedelic Comics. What does that say?
Another story going right to left.
Totally gorgeous. Right to left. Okay, let me look at them. I got another book coming up here.
Now, just real fast though, Fang Fang, these 3 books that he's about to show us, are they all part of the same world or are they 3 different worlds?
These are different covers.
These are the different covers. Yeah.
Oh, they're
Same
all different
book.
covers, same book.
Yeah. But the whole book is anthology, so there's a four different story,
Uh-huh.
all based on from Chinese ancient myth.
Oh wow, that page is beautiful. Let me see that again, Namin.
This is the last my favorite one. Yeah, it's called Lover.
So when do we expect the Netflix TV show based on your books there? Fang Fang? That's what I'm waiting for.
I'm looking forward
Somebody
to
won
it.
this book. I think somebody won this book, and I don't know who it was, but I'm sure they'll try to claim it. But they have to come and try to claim it.
Yeah, this book is a very Chinese culture. The first one, the butterfly love.
Every one of these have a stickers that you put it in there. So
Yeah. So the first one is the story Butterfly Love, basically a Chinese version of the Romeo and Juliet. That's the story.
I'm already
Yeah,
crying just thinking about it.
The whole book, the thing is very sad, tragedy. Yeah, but I don't know why when I was little I started to like to tragedy things. Even right now, I like a very sad song and movie.
my beloved Zhao Ling.
I'm already crying. I can already see it. Like, oh no, why did this happen?
Wow, look at this. Look at this. Look at that.
Oh wow,
Mm.
that's
Our character
absolutely
from
stunning.
the famous Chinese myth. Yeah. I rewrite it to my own version.
Oh man,
I really
Wow.
think there's so much to be tapped from Chinese culture that Western audiences aren't familiar with. Japanese culture is so much more popular in the West right now. So I think a lot of the myths have been explored already in stories, but there's a lot of cool things in Chinese culture and myths that I think if you show them to Western audiences, it's going to be completely new to them. So that's very exciting.
You can tell my art style is heavily influenced by manga. Yeah. But as a Chinese, I feel like so sad. Most of the people I was encounter at Comic-Con, they usually know Japanese culture more than Chinese culture. Right? And then I feel like I have the how to say the word?
Opportunity?
Yeah.
Obligation.
obligation to
Obligation.
bring my culture to
You two are really inspiring me. You and Alan, Fang and Alan, you two are really inspiring me. You say Japanese culture has been, has been utilized quite a bit, so they're pretty popular. A lot
yeah.
of shogun and samurais and ninjas and all that mythos. But then you say there's not much, not much exposure to Chinese culture, but there is not much exposure to Korean culture too. So I'm going to bring that in.
Yeah, we all got to do our
Yeah,
part to champion our culture.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
there's Mexican culture. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, this is Asian American Pacific. Then there's Filipino culture. I got two, and I can bring those
Yeah.
up.
I knew you were going to say something. That's why I highlighted you. So
Yeah, and that's great. A lot of the independent comic artists and a lot of these independent companies are actually starting to bring out a lot of culturally based comics. For example, Quinto Comics has brought out The Mask of Halia, which is focused on pre-colonial folklore in the Philippines. Fang Fang, you're bringing out a lot of the good, Chinese mythos right there. And I'm sure there's a lot of reasonings behind adapting that into your books. What else can we expect in upcoming books based off of Chinese, folklore and history? Could we expect to see? Is there something that you can, like, a little tidbit, a little spoiler of what's coming up?
My next campaign, right?
Uh-huh.
My new campaign is the called Beauty, which is my second issue, and I crowdfunding the first issue. This one
ooh.
is a talk about the girl I mentioned, Diao Chan,
Oh,
which is
I want to ask you
Let
to do
me.
this. If you go to your camera setting, you could set to mirror, off mirror. So yeah, I don't know why they default to mirror. No, on your camera setting.
yeah, it's a different.
Yeah.
How to say that?
So
Go to your
I think
camera
if you,
setting.
I think if you click on the gear down at the bottom where it says settings,
Yeah.
and then click
Little
on
gearbox,
video.
yeah.
Which one?
Or you can
It's
just
a
press
little gear,
S,
little circle with the most right one, most right.
or you can press
Setting?
S on your keyboard.
Setting
Yeah,
Yes,
setting.
and
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 then
at the
go over to
bottom it says
video.
mirror camera.
Video,
video.
Uh-huh.
and then
And then where it
there's a
says
little
mirror
button that's the
camera.
mirror camera.
Where's the mirror camera? Oh, here.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I look so weird.
But you look fine. You look
There you go.
just as beautiful as you
I
did the
I
other
want to
way
be able
there,
to
Fang
read
Fang.
that.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
We
There
got
you
there.
go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
So tell us a little bit about Beauty.
Beauty. I want to do the series that talk about all the historical beauty. So I'm plan to do first do the four great beauty from Chinese ancient history. So there will be four great beauties. Then I'm Kickstarter the second one right now. Her name is Yang Yuhuan. So her story is like she's very talented dancer, endorsed by the emperor. She was deeply loved by the emperor, and it caused the emperor neglect his emperor. But when there is a war, rebellion shocked the land. The emperor has forced to order her death to seize the fierce army. So it's very tragic story, and her story is the most famous one in this four great beauty. I get a lot of inspiration how to tell the story is based on the movie I love, Melina, which is played by Monica Bellucci. Do you know the
Monica
movie?
Bellucci.
Right? Yeah. Italian movie. I don't know
Mhm.
if you know that. No,
I know
that
the
one.
actress. I've
Quite,
never heard the
yeah,
movie.
that's quite
Yeah.
famous one. Because I feel like her story is kind of like Melina. Her story is like she's so beautiful, but in the end, the story is like tragedy. Yeah, and also I use the angles like some normal guys see young guys to see how her destiny, how she start her fate and end up tragedy that way. Yeah, so that's the basically the inspiration from the Menina, the story that her that angle is the story is talk about the kids how see this beauty experience the Second World War, right? So yeah, I want to use this way to tell the story. Yeah.
Now,
And then, oh, go ahead, Naman.
K-pop ask, were you able to buy Butterfly Tears on the new campaign? On
Yeah,
your video?
I didn't put this one because it's so different content. Butterfly Tear is more like a all age story, all age, and special for good for teenagers. And but Beauty is more adult content. So,
Hmm.
but everyone can purchase Butterfly Tear through my Etsy shop. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could just regularly purchase. Now,
Yes.
let me ask you this: if you buy your campaign books, are
Mm.
they considered first print, and then your books in the Etsy shop, are they considered second print, or do you make any distinction?
What that mean?
You know what I
Ellen,
mean?
I
You guys,
didn't get it. Ellen, tell me.
Alan, do you know what I'm saying, Alan?
Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to the. I would guess she's not making a distinction between it, but when you print different sets of your book, like you print it the first time or the second time, sometimes people they change the information on the inside cover to say this is the first printing or the second printing, and he's asking, I guess, if you changed that information inside the book, or is it all the same batch of books?
No, I didn't change, but
You didn't make any distinction, right? Go ahead.
yeah, this is my second time printing this book, because it sold well, a year before at a convention, and I add the 20 pages extra in there, and which is the first story is colored, so I reprint again this time. I didn't put the like a second edition. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, this is because I'm not familiar with the like K-pop. I'm not familiar with this what do you call this Kickstarter. I'm not familiar with this Kickstarter, right? But as a collectors, we like to make that distinction. That was the first print. That was
Oh.
it was second print with a different cover and different artist. So we like to make that distinction. So like when we first supported you on the Kickstarter project and got you going, we like to see the difference between the your startup package and the one that you started again on reprint. So we want to see the difference as a collector,
Oh.
because but that's only if it only makes difference if you become famous, right? I mean, become
One day.
yeah, right? Just think that you're gonna become famous and that your book's gonna become popular, and the probably most sought after book from yours will be the
The
original.
price were higher, right? The first edition.
And that's what that's as a collector, that's what I'm asking. Is it has nothing to do with the, but it depends on how. But I love the artwork in here, and
Thank you.
I,
Um,
these we told story from other Chinese culture, Japanese culture, and I think it will become popular one of these days, within the United States.
yeah. Manga
So
style is quite popular in America, and that surprised me. Doing convention, all the stuff, and I love American culture, and mostly because of DC Marvel stuff. But when I tabling around different state, I realized a lot of American love Japanese manga style, yeah, which is I do or in early like the butterfly tears. That kind of style and sell very good at the convention. That surprised me. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I
So,
think
oh,
Eman, let me ask you. Now you're a comic book collector, right?
Mm,
Eman? I'm
yes,
asking.
yes,
mm.
of course, I'm a comic book collector.
Does it? Do you make a does it make a difference to you that you got a first publication, second publication, and so on?
So I can tell you this though, and this is not a dig on Fang Fang at all, but from bigger companies, first print, second print does matter, right? This is for when it's massively produced and you want to get that original cover, that first one, the one that everyone's talking about, right? And then there's always like reissues, second, third, fourth printing, or even special edition printings. So in the comic book world, yeah, getting a first print of a comic book, a lot of the times it matters for a lot of comic book collectors. But if you're getting comics or you're getting manga or you're getting anything to just read, the first, second, third print may not even really matter. It's one of those things where you just want to enjoy what the author, what the creator has
Yeah, oh, yeah,
put
I
into
understand
us,
that.
regardless of what printing it is, right?
That's not how indie comics work. Okay, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions because this Kickstarter is something very new for me, right?
Right.
And actually, and if somebody like me start caring, that's all it takes. Really, I mean, you know, you know, let's say I fall in love with this book, and then I start, just hugging them up, and you know, I mean, it takes a collector to enjoy the book so much that those things matter. But if it doesn't matter, right now it's okay,
So, Fang Fang, let's go ahead and get into your new campaign. So,
Mhm,
we're talking about Beauty 2 now, right? That's the new campaign that's out. Can
mhm.
you tell us a little bit more about what Beauty 2 is and what the campaign entails?
Um, d- how can I tell the story? But
Without spoiling it. That's
difficult.
and
But
if
I
you
already
spoil it,
said
it's okay. It's your book. You share whatever information you want to share with
yeah.
us, okay?
Yeah, but I already tell a little bit. It's compare the last issue, this one. This beauty, Yang Yuhuan, her destiny is like a very tragic story. Um, but I just want to tell my way as a female artist. Not just most of TV show, animes, probably just tell the whole event, her role in the event. But in my comic books, she's the lead of the story, and I want to tell her angle of how to see her fate, her destiny, through the whole story. And then, like I say, I use a young man. I do like her, and see how the things happen in the end, and most review her. Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. And
This
so
is
what will
this is
come
a
with this right here? Now
28
let's say
pages
we'll back up.
full colored NSFW comics, not safe work comic. Yeah,
Adult
yeah,
it's adult
adult
oriented,
orient.
it's for the adults, yeah.
For all the NSFW work on Kickstarter. Some people say are most are soft porn, but I don't want people see my story that way. I hope people think it's more like a relate with culture and also relate with how the famous female in the history, and I want to make it like a long-term projects. The first four great beauty from Chinese ancient history. That's the start. Later, maybe I want to do more history figure like a Cleopatra or Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, that direction. Yeah.
Well,
Katie's absolutely loving how you create these comics where, yeah, yes, there's nudity, but it's tasteful and it makes sense to the story. It sounds like it's a love story. It's a tragic story, but it all works incorrectly. So it's not that it's not safe for work just to show boobies, but it's actually part of the storytelling and it matters and it's important. And that's one thing that Katie really does commend you for, is that it is needed for the story, and she commends you on how
Yes,
tasteful you
and
do.
then also I love a lot of old
cool.
movie, Hong Kong. They make a lot of like erotic story movie, and appear earliest movie from Hong Kong. They make a lot ancient history figure too. So that's another part of inspiration gave me. I want to creating this story. Yeah. And for like internationally, maybe we're different come from different culture, different background. There might be a cultural barrier, and each one have a different culture, so they probably hard to understand someone else living in another country what their culture like. But I feel like um, emotion, art, and erotic story. That's international. Yeah, everyone can get it, and everyone can accept it and know the story behind, and at the same time knows the culture. Yeah, I think that way is helpful. to yeah.
Perfect. Well worded there. Fang. Ella, do you have any follow-up questions for Fang Fang here?
Well, one easy one is: did you already say when the campaign is going to go live, or did you?
I want to, right now it's pre-launch stage. I want to go live next month, earlier next month. Maybe during I was travel to Phoenix for Fan Fusion next week. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be going to that as well, actually, so we can
nice.
meet up there maybe.
Yeah, we can see.
But yeah,
What,
I think
which one did you say? I didn't hear.
Phoenix Fan Fusion.
Fan Fusion. Yeah, June 6th to 8th. Yeah, 8th.
Okay, so now can you show me the beauty book again, please? The book. Now is that already, this one's already done, right? This is already done, right? That was already done, right?
Yeah, this one already.
The first issue.
The book, and also can purchase in my Etsy shop. And also, if you support this campaign, this is as add-on too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I don't have to buy that if I'm supporting the campaign.
Do you want to see the preview link I can share to you so you can see more content? But beware, it's kind of how to say the word, provocative.
Very good. Okay, it's very good.
Yeah. Let me send you the link. Yeah, I sent you the link on the Instagram right now. Yeah, you can see the link. It's preview page. I'm still working on the page. Hope editing of the page. I hope it's make it more perfect before launch. Yeah.
I think it can definitely be useful to have the campaign live when you're at the convention, because then
That's
when you're talking to people, you can always
I
direct
can
them to the
advertise at
campaign.
the same time at the convention. And when people interested in this book, I can introduce them. Oh, my second issue is now alive on Kickstarter. Please support me.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Is that preview rated R or rated PG? The preview itself?
I already blurred the naked part, so don't worry. It just you can see the picture. Yeah, this is the comics, how the quality is.
This is a family-oriented show. We don't show none of that right there. We have to make sure pasties are on and censorship is here. There's a family show here, nominated.
Oh, you cannot show that, right? Oh, got it.
But for those who want to see the real deal, make sure that you guys head on over to your Kickstarter. Go ahead and purchase quite a few of those books. That way you can have them laying around, reading around, and then be invited into sharing a new world that Fang Fang wanted to share with us.
Yes.
Ready?
So, and come support my comics.
Wow, that's nice. So
exciting music.
I'm too lazy to editing the music. I just use the same music from last issue and use my iPad to editing that. Yeah.
So Katie's been dropping the link to your Kickstarter all show long. So everybody watching now, everybody watching on the replay, make sure you guys head on over to Fang Fang's Kickstarter. Please support her. The work that goes into these bodies of comics and manga and just there's a lot of effort that's put into it, and we definitely want to be able to show a lot of our indie artists the love, and especially for Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, we definitely want to show support. So please head on over to Fang Fang's Kickstarter. The link is right there in the chat. Katie's been leaving it, and go buy it. Go in there. Go show some support, and then that way you won't get the it's not unedited anymore. That way you get to see the full story unfold, but in a tasteful way, guys. All right, please tastefully. All right.
all right. Fang. I do notice I do those Instagram preview reaction.
Mm.
You have a unedited version that I could react to?
Unedited?
Yeah.
This is a family show.
Yeah.
Namin.
No, not here. I'm gonna make it. I'll also blur things out, but I'll choose my own blur.
But I feel like a lot of kids watching show randomly. But better.
No. I make it adult based. I make it adult.
He'll
only.
edit it out himself, is what he's saying.
Yeah. I will make it also adult only. So don't worry about that. But if it's okay, it's up to you. I mean, sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. Fun to react.
Oh, you're putting her on the spot, Namin. Don't do that. Fang Fang, let me ask you some more questions here. Now, you did mention that you did a lot of traveling for cons last year. And I was trying to get this out of you. But number one, are you going to be going to Heroes Con by any chance this year?
I was there last year, but not this year. This year I will go to, because the Las Vegas Amazing Comic Con, happened at the same time, so I didn't apply for HeroCon, which is Vegas is more closer to LA. Can just drive there.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's only
Maybe
a
next
4-hour
year.
drive from LA. Oh no, I live in the Bay Area. I probably won't ever see you at any one of those cons unless you come to Fan Expo San Francisco this year. I probably won't be able to see you at. I'm already spending all of my money going to Heroes Con. I can't even afford shoes and carrots and rice for my children this month because I'm going to Heroes Con next month. And I probably won't be able to see you there, Fang Fang. Let me ask you this then. Out of all of the cons that you did go to last year, what were some of the best moments that you've had at cons over the last year?
Last year,
Yeah, best
a
moments.
lot of memory. I don't know where to start. But most exciting for me is I see because I'm a huge fan of The Boys. Have you watched The Boys, the
Oh
TV
yeah,
show?
great show.
So I love Homelander very much.
Anthony
Yeah.
Starr, huh?
That's a bad boy.
As what's her Stonefront. So I took a picture with Antony Starr.
Oh, really?
He played Homelander in the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he held my fan art. I drew
Oh.
him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I've seen
picture on
the pictures
Instagram.
on your
Yeah.
Instagram.
That's
Yeah.
the most unforgettable moment. Yeah, I'm such a fangirl for him.
I would too. That guy is awesome. That's
Yeah, he's hilarious, funny guy in real life, but in the show, he's just Homelander.
I feel like I would
say that
be
there's some saucy art with that right there. I'm sorry,
like
Ali, go
I'd
ahead.
be intimidated if I was talking to him because his
He's super
character is so
nice.
scary.
Such I gave him. I made the home like a how say homemade apron. Yeah, I use my art, make some apron, and I gave him one of my apron. I asked him first, like, I don't know if you cook, and and he said, he's respond immediately, I do cook. Then I said, oh, I'm giving you a gift, and he take it. I said, if you wear the apron, just send me the picture. And next day he just sent a big picture.
That is awesome.
Girlfriend posts on the Instagram. I feel so happy. Yeah, he's such a nice guy and super nice. Yeah, it's totally opposite with the Homelander itself. Yeah.
See, and that's the best thing about cons, right? For anyone, right? For creators, for fans, you get to meet that one character that you really admire on TV or in writing or in art, and then they actually turn out to be an awesome person, And it sounds like that is going to stay with you for the longest time there, Fang Fang.
Yeah, to never forget. It's very mostly exciting memory. Yeah, and also I love Comic Con because fans purchase you things and then you make a conversation with them. Yeah, that give me a lot of courage. I can create my own things and do more fan art, which is I only draw fan art. I love the character, which is like you get like a lot of people did like the same character. Yeah, then you kind of feel like you're joining the team with them. Yeah.
Right? Doesn't it feel like that? I would assume that it would feel like that. Like if you do something like that, you draw some of the fan art, and then someone on the team, whether it's the main character, actor, actresses, they actually have it, hold it, and then they display it for the world to see. It just feels like it should feel like you're a part of the team.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I even feel like I should come American earlier. I always tell people, I feel like, I feel like it's just, I was, yeah, that's my picture. When I was in China, I only do web comic online at the job, but Comic Con is a total different things. You can have fun and make money at the same time. I feel like, I should establish my fan base earlier if I come to America earlier. If I'm still in school, I do tabling from the Starr. That would be such a good experience for several years later. I probably more famous than right now.
It's always, I think it's always tempting to feel like we should have started earlier, because no matter what, it's just as easy to fantasize about being a little bit ahead of where we are right now. But you know, there's the expression, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Have you heard that? So they say that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is right now. So the idea is that it's always better to have done something in the past, but in reality, we're here in the present. So all you can do is just do what you can now, so that 20 years from now, you're not regretting that you didn't do anything right now.
I'm still feel like I'm living my dream right now, doing
That's
art
important.
I love and creating my own story. Yeah, I'm living.
Actually, I wanted to ask, so what do you think is your long-term goal? Like what do you think you're trying to work toward in comics?
Right now, except the Butterfly Tears is already done series, which is my earliest work. That one is solid, but I'm still looking for the way maybe let more people know my book, like a distribution or work for someone can distribute my work for Butterfly Tears. And my second project, Beauty, which is I'm creating right now. I want to finish the 4 Beauty story first and explore and later Beauty later. And the third project, the horror story Lineage. Yeah, this one I put a lot of thoughts. The first issue already came out and also can purchase on my Etsy shop. This one I want to do next too. And this story basically tell a reporter try to interview older lady, but somehow the reporter get trapped in a haunting house. The background set in Chinatown. I want to make this story as my original thought. If Beauty is based on the story is based on historic figure, but Lineage is like a totally original thought of my own. And because I love horror story, I brought up watch a lot of American horror movies, TV show. So, but it's hard to find any relate to Chinese culture horror, but we have so many great ghost story in China. So I want to use that part to put in my own creation. Yeah, that Lineage. This story is more. I feel like if it's their potential, it can be really like a fancy, can be bought by Netflix, because the story is totally original and also a popular genre. And I'm still developing the idea right now. Yeah, but uh, the the big structure is already there. I just need to put more details there. Ellen, which is Ellen, know this, right? We already talked about my yeah. So so far, Beauty and Lineage is the work I'm working on right now. But for future, because I'm a huge sci-fi fan as well, I always dream about I can creating something more fantasy sci-fi, Star Wars, or yeah. But sci-fi is difficult to creating if you have to have the scientist part, the knowledge, then creating your story. Even you tell the story maybe based on something, but it, it's a difficult. I'm still trying to get more inspiration or read more or watch more and try to find out what's later to creating that. Then
Yeah, with
yeah.
sci-fi, there's kind of a range of how scientifically accurate you need to be with the genre, because some sci-fi is very realistic and you can tell that the writers did a lot of research. Some of it is a little bit more loose. So I feel some sci-fi stories, they can get away with not having too much scientific knowledge, but at the very least
idea, right?
You need to have enough to make sure everything is consistent, because if the rules of the world start contradicting each other, then you're going to get into trouble. Yeah.
You have to design a rule, everything, then to make your story actually, when the reader read it, and think about it, it might happen in the future, right? That's always the idea is so important, and how to put all the puzzle together, and also the scientific part. It's kind of have a technique there. You have to know the knowledge and make sense. Then when the reader read, they actually think they might happen in the future. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. You see, if you want to write if you want to write a science fiction books, you probably want to read a lot of science fiction books. And have you read like Isaac Asimov? Have you read?
I know the novel, but I'm big movie fan, TV fan. There are so many TV and movie already there. I have to watch it. Yeah, but I know
Star Trek. Now, if you say Star Wars is a science fiction movie, Star Wars is not a science fiction movie.
I would say it is. I disagree. There is a lot. Do you see that Death Star? Do you think that they could put that thing together in however many months they did? I believe that's science fiction, sir. I must disagree.
Star Wars is fantasy movie. Okay, you got princess, you got
it's more like
you
a
got the knight, you got the knights
right?
with the mythical knights with the magical powers.
But they have warp drive, and
it's basically a science fiction put in like a history background story, right?
Yeah. I mean, you could. I mean, there's some science fiction element in there, but there's more fantasy element in Star Wars. In the Star Trek, there's a lot of science fiction.
Star Trek is more scientific.
Fiction, yeah. So the like for instance, in Star Wars, like you have Leia, force using her force to carry her. That will not work out in any, even if that force is real.
That's magic.
That will not happen. Okay.
I always tell people, science fiction equals magic, because if we're like ancient people, we can say nowadays like a flying technique, car technique is also a magic.
If you take your iPhone, if you take your iPhone, just camera, for instance, you take that back in the past, you become a wizard, right?
Yes, you can
become a wizard, right?
Yes.
But and that's actually.
That's amazing part about science fiction. You can imagine what the future, what the things we have, and you're creating your own story.
Yeah, that's certain type of trope. It's when you're taking that. Oh yeah, I could take this fantasy, and we could interpret that as science. That's a type of trope people follow, right? So you could do that. You could definitely do that. You could definitely do mix like a Star Wars is, where you do fantasy and science fiction. But if you really want to tell Back to the Future, right? You could do something like that. But Back to the Future is a pretty good science fiction, comedy, fantasy. I mean, so yeah.
For me, I feel like because first I like science fiction. I like robots, and I like And the same genre is another genre is like I like horror stuff. I like a vampire, so I always want to try to create something like a vampire living in future and and fight with robot or something like that. And I kind of mix everything together. That would be awesome. Yeah, that's my idea of future
Well,
western. Yeah, at the same.
it
Yeah.
sounds like as soon as we're done with this podcast here, Fang Fang, it sounds like that's your next project to be working on. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm expecting like a Chinese mythos, Star Wars ish, space opera ish type
Yes.
book coming next. Something way out there, but with that same beautiful art, with the same
only
elegance to your
the
work.
Yi Xing is more of a historical. It's not fantasy, but whatever.
Yeah, because vampire story you can tell from the past and somehow age later, 20 years later, and you can tell the story for the future. That's the science part. Yeah, sci-fi part and everything put together. It feels like awesome. History and the future somehow connected because the vampire and the robot never die. Yeah, yeah, everything can be good together, I feel like.
I think it's very exciting that you're covering your bases in terms of the genres you like. So, between Lineage and Beauty and the sci-fi you want to do, I think it's just very creatively satisfying to make sure that your portfolio of work has a little bit of everything you like. And of course, it's also helpful when it comes to showing your work to publishers, right? Because if you want to do horror and sci-fi, then ideally you don't want to just have romance or not safe for work comics as your sample, right? So I think it's really smart what you're doing, because if you cover all your interests with your different series, then when you have the opportunity to maybe get some work for one of the genres you like, then you can have the perfect sample ready to go already. So it's really exciting to see that you're building out your portfolio to cover everything that you love.
Thank you. I still need time to do all the work. I
Yeah,
always feel like
that's always the struggle.
Yeah,
You
always
are young and you are talented. You will find the work. I guarantee it. I expect this. E-Man has spoken, and that's what we're doing. Fung Fung's going to be working on that next. You watch, you guys. Sponsored by AAPI Heritage Buzz. Make sure to like that. One fun question I actually want to ask you, Fung Fung. So to take away from all the comic book talk, I like to travel myself. I'm a traveler.
I like travel too.
In world travel myself. So you've been to many different cons and you've been to many different places around the United States already and around the world, I'm sure. Outside of China. Outside of China, out of everywhere that you've been to, who has the best Chinese food? Let's be honest. Who's got, who has the best Chinese food outside of China?
You mean in US?
Yes. Or anywhere. You can, if you tell me Malaysia, that counts. If you tell me the Philippines, that counts. Anywhere outside of China. So who has some of the best?
I think LA have, because so many Chinese here.
There's a lot. See, I live in the Bay Area, and we have
very authentic Chinese food here.
Guys, have you been to Vancouver? Have you been to Vancouver?
No, not Canada.
A lot of Chinese over there, and a lot of authentic Chinese food there.
I want to be there. Hope I can get a chance.
Yeah, and San Francisco's got the biggest Chinatown outside of China. Actually, I think it's even bigger than the one in LA, or not LA, even bigger than the one in New York. Thank you. And I don't work too far away from Chinatown in San Francisco. I'm constantly in there, just eating completely like eating. I'm eating, dim sum. I just have all of the food over there. That's what I love about that. So like food matters to me. So let me ask you something else then not just talking Chinese food, but out of all the cons that you've been to, after cons, you have to eat. You have to go grab something to eat after these cons. Which city had some of the best food? LA doesn't count this time though. But which city are you like, you know what? I want to go back there because I really enjoyed this meal at this city.
I like food in New Orleans, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Tell us a little bit more about this New Orleans
Um,
foodie adventure of yours there, Fang Fang.
But the convention suck.
Oh no. What convention was there?
I
Or
didn't
maybe
make
you
too
shouldn't
much
name it.
profit from
Yeah,
there,
don't name it.
but
Don't
the
name it. Don't name it.
food and scenery is good, and all the very erratic,
Erotic?
very like
Do you like Cajun food? Do you like Cajun food?
Exotic?
French building.
Uh-huh.
What
Yeah.
about Cajun food? You like Cajun food from Louisiana? Cajun food.
Cajun food.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
That's the
usually have
style.
the seafood is a con. I don't know.
Cajun food is a style of food that they cook in Louisiana that they use quite a few different spices, and they use a lot of seafood, especially shrimp and crawfish,
Crocodile,
crawdads.
crawdads, yeah.
Me and my friends eat a restaurant. Their oyster, which is like a 50 or oyster, but they cook in different way and all together and serve together. That one is never forgettable. It tasted different, and all the seafood is so delicious. Yeah, and a French style. Yeah, I love French food. That's that besides Chinese
That's
food.
fancy. That's real fancy right there. French food, that's fancy.
Well, the Louisiana, those Cajuns are actually French descendant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's why. Yeah. In the
I don't know what to
culture.
say about this. I heard Mexicans are good Chinese food. I don't know what that means. That doesn't
I was just responding to that right there. A lot of Chinese restaurants here, at least for me here in the Bay Area, Japanese restaurants also. Not gonna lie, the ones actually cooking it, Mexicans. It's all Mexicans. So honestly, I walk into a Chinese or a Japanese restaurant, an Asian type restaurant, and if I don't see a Mexican back there or an Asian back there cooking, I got questions. I kind of like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I'm not sure. You guys know what's going on. So that resonates with me. So
what happens in a lot of the Korean restaurants in DC area, a lot of cooks are hired because normally they are cheaper labors, and it takes a while for them to learn how to cook. But eventually they take over cooking, and basically, I think that's what it means. That a lot of these Mexican immigrants are good at cooking Chinese food and probably good at cooking Korean food and sushi and whatnot. I mean, because yeah.
All the Asian food. I think Asian is born to creating all the food.
so what you're saying is, if I go to Heroes Con next year or next month, don't go to the Chinese restaurants, right? I mean, just stick with what they got there locally, right? Is that what I'm hearing from you, from Fang?
Hero
I'm
Con?
kidding. Don't listen to me. I'm just being really silly right now. Fang Fang, you know what? Let's go ahead and wind this down, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us on this special interview to highlight Asian American Pacific Islander creators within the comic book community. And you were a wonderful guest. Thank you so much for sharing your work and your art with us. Let everyone know how they can find you on social medias. Go ahead and plug that Kickstarter one more time, and say anything else you want to say to anyone watching.
So nervous. You can find me on Instagram. I'm always live on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Appreciate. And my Kickstarter new project now is a pre-launch stage, which is called Beauty 2. So you can just type Beauty, you can find my project. It's a NSFW adult comics. If you're interested, come to support me. Really appreciate. And yeah, Katie just put my website there as well. You can check out my stuff. Yeah. Here, Beauty, the pre-launch page. Yeah. And the original creator is really important for each support. Yeah. Hope I can have you all the way. Have you? Yeah. Hope you can
fully support her, you guys. Go
Yes.
pick up Beauties. Go pick up all of her books out there. I'm
Thank
pretty
you
sure
so
you
much.
to pick them
I
up.
do have to say something. Now, before I say something, Alan, you have anything before you have a last question to ask? Or
No, you can take it away.
Someone asked me who's my favorite sci-fi character.
yeah, that I was gonna.
Yeah. I want to ask a question. Anakin is my crush.
Who is?
You like all the evil
Skywalker.
I watched
No,
Revenge of the Sith in theaters
my
recently.
crush.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
of course you're gonna like the bad guys.
By the
Yeah,
way,
that's my type. That's my kinky.
you'll be before you do a Kickstarter, you'll be at K-pop channel, right?
Yes, but
Yeah,
we have a
so-
sit up time. Katie, come on. Should we sit up date?
yeah.
Annie,
So
yeah.
good. Oh, there's a SC shop. You have SC shop too?
Yes, yeah. Katie just helped me put there. Thank you so much, Katie.
So yeah, you appreciate that. I mean, you know what I'd be really interested in. I know you guys gonna do that, but I like to have you and Alan,
Mm.
both of you come on at once, and I want to know what's the dynamic like between two of you, because I understand you guys are family, right?
No, but he can speak the language where I come from.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we're from
Amazing
the same region
I'm so
in
glad to
China.
know him.
Oh, okay. Anyway, what I want to do is because I noticed that sometimes you have a hard time expressing, and looks like Alan can be interpreter as well. So because
Yeah,
I
he
like to hear
can
some of
help
these
me.
things more. I want to hear some nuances on how you develop your stories and how what makes you want to write a science fiction books, and I want to hear some. Yeah, so I'd like to see both of you come on and if you have to speak Chinese, speak Chinese.
Yeah, I can do some
We can
translation.
open.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can open a Chinese teaching
Yeah,
channel.
yeah. If we speak Chinese and you guys can interpret for me, and I'll be perfectly fine with that. It's interesting.
And then I'll
yeah.
translate
Anyway,
that into
we
Spanish
gotta-
for anyone watching. So don't worry about that. I got
what
that
did it
part.
say, Eman?
And then I can translate that into Spanish. So anyone watching from Mexico and in South America, I can go ahead.
Yeah, we have to get Fang Fang
Can you-
exposure to
Yeah,
people
can you
from,
use the
from all
Spanish
places.
to introduce my comic book? Upcoming
Buenas tardes, damas y caballeros. Hoy tenemos un fabuloso artista aquí que tiene su magnífico book. Comic. Le puedes comprar ahí en su Kickstarter at kickstarter.com.
Burrito.
Burrito. Namen.
Burrito. Nachos. Taco mayo.
Feels problematic.
Well, again, Fang Fang, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thanks to the chat for joining us, and thanks to anyone watching this on the replay. Make sure to follow Fang Fang on her Instagram. Make sure you guys head on over to that Kickstarter, back her story up. It looks like a beautiful piece of art, and just make sure that everyone just continues to love each other and support each other. All right.
Bye-bye.